it's day 2 of the 21-day lockdown India has entered, and these are the lessons from day 1. We take a look at what needs to be improved and what all is already being addressed by the government. So first off, the movement of essential supplies needs to be smoother. Its passage needs to be free of roadblocks. On the first day we saw there was a logjam on state highways. Trucks delivering essential supplies came to a halt. Even goods trains came to a halt because state-specific orders were not clear. The police were stopping all movement. There was a blanket halt on all movement across state borders. Now that needs to be improved, and the ministries are already they have stepped in. In fact, there were also reports of online and offline retailers complaining that their delivery boys, their delivery personnel were being manhandled and beaten up by the police. So this needs to stop. The Ministry of Home Affairs has issued orders to all states and union territories to make some standard operating protocols during this period, to launch helplines and to rope in nodal officers to ensure the delivery of essential supplies is smooth. Second, more exemptions were also required to ensure the smooth functioning of the country, even as most of us come to a standstill. There are essential services, for example, the work that social welfare departments do, for example, the work that some people who run old age homes do, though that work needs to go on. So the government has stepped in and also given a few more exemptions, which I'll just read out to you. It has excluded veterinary hospitals, manufacturing units of essential goods including drugs and food packaging material, LPG and petroleum products, shops for seeds and pesticides, resident commissioners of state, forest offices and social welfare departments, coal mines and railway and seaport operations, apart from certain officers of the Reserve Bank of India, Comptroller General of Accounts and IT vendors for banks. These services have been excluded from the blanket prohibitory orders. Another thing that came to light on day 1 was hundreds of daily wage laborers and factory workers walking home hundreds of kilometers from states like Gujarat to Rajasthan, from Delhi to nearby cities in Uttar Pradesh. Now, if it is the reason they're moving out en masse this way is because contractors are asking them to leave the factories or wherever they were being housed. And remember, these daily wage workers are often housed in extremely cramped spaces, several of them, dozens of them living together under the same roof in limited space, with limited facilities. So it gets hard to live in such an accommodation with food running out, with money also running out. So many of them chose to head home under these circumstances, and in the absence of state transport, they have been walking hundreds of kilometers. So if we cannot, although they were asked to stay put where they are, but if that is not possible, then what could be done now is to at least ease their passage back to their hometowns. So these are the lessons, these are the observations from day 1. And of course, let's see how day 2 goes, and we will give you reports on the daily developments throughout this 21-day lockdown period.